Ba, 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 ba. Season's greetings, everyone. Belated Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to one and all, or to many more than quite a few of you, I say. State for the record. Yes, hello there, social media family. Being from subscribers to visitors, even so, who are affiliated or associated with and are representing my own particular YouTube social media channel. Likewise, chat room, the comments section. Ooh, excuse me. I didn't get my sleep back. Again, some such other factors. Anyway, though, getting back to what I was trying to say to complete a formula, I thought. Yes, hello there, social media family. Yes, hello, hey, hi, social media family. Being of any person among yourselves or some such from my subscribers to visitors, even so, who are affiliated, associated with, and are representing my own particular YouTube social media channel, and likewise, chat in the comment section. Yes, how are you all? Y'all just doing, and for that matter, how are any of your loved ones being from family members or relatives to friends of your many different immediate personal households? Well, hopefully all's well that ends well with you and yours, and me and my and moving. I don't know. Ooh, excuse me, please again. I said. Anyway, though, the present social media broadcast, as we have it being as it is, of some such video content material, is regarding or making some such reference to, or as it is involving a hit and run driver and passengers within another automobile or motor vehicle, and whereas the injured would have supposedly had been underage minors or children, and whereas the driver of this automobile or motor vehicle, being which has that being the license plate. Oh, excuse me, please. The license plate telephone number FS734198. That's FS734198. As it was supposed to be, if I do recall correctly, but then, regardless, it was supposed to have been involving the same or the said in question and aforementioned, caused by the hit and run driver who had injured and caused collateral damage to some of such underage minors or children, and then West himself had just sped off or drove away from the crime scene like the cowardly person of interest or character, as he himself had come off as being of the life. Yeah. So he had, without staying around at the scene of the crime and then exchange information with the other driver and or possibly those being made the most of it with a 95-94 win. U.C.L.A. has 6 scorers in double figures with that game. And finally, Yes, I'm sorry about that. Anyway, though, he did not stick around to exchange information with anybody, not the driver of the other automobile or motor vehicle, not the police, not not to the police, not to paramedics of ambulance personnel, and then some, etc. And that is, in my book, a cowardly creep character, who needs to be captured for driving a make and model of an automobile or motor vehicle with a license plate number of FS734198, and for what is believed to have been a white Chevy, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. This character needs to be caught and then thrown in jail, and then they should throw away the key on him, for he injured another individual person or other people, a person, and didn't stick around the scene of the crime so that he himself could possibly assist anybody involved in the car accident. So, what do you all think about that particular subject matter? Ain't nowhere in the world that somebody's supposed to do that. That is cause a hit and run and then just drive away from the scene of the crime. And this is regardless of whether or not one were to have been up under the influences of an intoxicating alcoholic beverage or a drug of choice. Then, because you would really have to be some kind of a cold-blooded person to do that. News Radio 1059 WBBM. The U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Wisconsin announced the state for Chicago was not supposed to do that. 2 armed robberies. Authorities say 34-year-old and just think he could have caused that is an even worse case scenario of a car accident, whereas the victims in question otherwise could have possibly from there be transported to the local medical facility of a hospital for that being of a given address location for a city, and etc. And he collided with their persons. And whereas last I heard, one is supposed to be on life support, the other is not so lucky, something like that. I thought I would be meaning to spread any false information. But then I'm just relaying this information to you all, from what I have gathered of a line of thought upon some such short notice, as this character had been depicted or portrayed as one of the likes of yes. And, if there's anybody out there that has any of the necessary information to share with police involving the hit and run accident and of a motor vehicle or automobile with the license plate number that is with the size information of the vehicle being 777.
They buy a new house. When the insurance company sees what's not code, they give them 6 months to replace it. Or just move back in with mom. Really. As licensed, certified electricians, we can make sure all your permit paperwork is up to date and no longer code compliant panels are replaced. Safe, certified, documented.
Yes, I just thought as best I can. And if anybody has any information, please stand up and be counted. To catch, to help the police catch this cowardly creep. You know, who caused a hit and run car accident and then just drove off from the scene of the crime just as quick. That's cold blooded in my book. Most certainly, and or definitely with little, if any, doubt, or with no doubt, none whatsoever. You know, I mean, you just don't do that kind of stuff if you are an individual person who is at least, like, say, you say, whatever. I think y'all get the general idea of what I'm trying to say. And I would myself personally, if I were the driver, I mean, it would cause me to, that is it would cause me to feel affected, whereas I would become subject to experience, you know, quite a bit remorse, and or it would bother my conscience. You know, that's just me. I don't know about anybody else, so I say personally. You know, and eventually I would, if I would have sped off, I would have thought to go back to the scene of the crime. You know, to report all that I know. Yes. And because this is involving not only the victims but the loved ones of the injured, you know, and whereas the children were supposed to have been taken to, if I'm not mistaken or do recall correctly, that being a medical facility, hospital one, Comer Hospital, if I'm not mistaken. If I do recall correctly. And regardless of whether or not, one of some of such that escaped had, regard whether or not some such would come up. This,
No hot water in the showers. It's another drain problem. Maybe you have a leaky faucet or a toilet that's just not working. What about a clogged sewer line? Oh my God.
So what do y'all think about that? Don't you think the proper thing to do would be to stick around after a car accident so that you could exchange information with the other driver and with the police, paramedics, tow truck workers, and etc. And in conclusion, I would like to say, and then I did mention that first of all, let me interject before I were to conclude some such matter. I did mention that the license plate number, the automobile motor vehicle car that was driven by the hit and run driver is supposed to be that 734198, and likewise it was supposed to be a white Chevy. Did I mention that? Well, if I didn't, so I did now. and moving right along. You know, in conclusion, now I say, and that is, if you have not gotten Christ as your own personal Lord and Savior, I hope that you would think to do so now. While the blood is still running warm in your veins, by recognizing and realizing what He Himself had done and did upon the cross of Calvary and Hill of Golgotha. Some at the hands of Roman soldiers upon the orders of their superiors, being a more so mainly mostly religious Pharisees and Sadducees. But then, nevertheless, words He went to that cross of Calvary to fulfill biblical prophecy, to, you know, have Himself sacrificed at the hands of Roman soldiers upon the orders of their superiors, being more so mainly mostly religious Pharisees and Sadducees who had nailed Him upon the cross of Calvary and Hill of Golgotha between two thieves, whereas He could have called down some like tens of thousands of angels, etc., but He didn't. Whereas God, who had come in human flesh to restore the breach between Himself and mankind made in His image, did just that. Sacrificed His life, blood, so that if anybody, regardless of race, walk life, gender, age, and etc., were to profess some such faith in Him, from there we become and be blessed in one regard or another, more ways one. First and foremost, with His salvation, after recognizing what He Himself had done upon the cross of Calvary. And as His blood sacrifices salvation, or the salvation resulting from His blood sacrifice, is the only fire insurance against the fiery flames of lake of fire, damn hell, that burns with fire, brimstone, sulfuric acid, whatever else for that matter, maybe, etc. And second of all, we'll be blessed with His deliverance. But first, you have got to get His salvation, otherwise, you have nothing coming. So far as any blessings in general, not even one. And, you know, you yourself, if you make the transition for the great beyond hereafter, and as one of the unsaved and did not accept Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, then your final destination will become or be the lake of fire, damn hell, where you would be assembled with the rest of the unsaved, lost, down human souls, non-believers or unbelievers, to be tortured and terrorized by the devil and his demons, and to burn forever there, compared to how we as believers in God will be across the great divide that separates heaven from hell. And then a couple of like-minded believers, as in Protestant Christians, and in presence of God and His angels, and even so, while we're still down here upon the planet Earth, we will become and be blessed, you know, and hopefully we could possibly, from there, while we're still in the world, become and be an even bigger or greater blessing unto another others by sharing with them that same, or the same question, the aforementioned gospel message, so that they could also become citizens of the kingdom of heaven, and likewise share the information of Christ's blood, sacrifice, and salvation to another or others. And so there you have it. And you all take care and be safe, be blessed, not stressed. If and when you can or could possibly become members of the household of faith of the family of God, and I will talk to you later if it is God's will, our Lord and Savior Christ. And right about now, I guess it is a wrap. And therefore, we are out. Peace.